Hello everyone, myself Dr. V.S. Mane, Department of Chemical Engineering, K.K. Wagh Institute of Engineering Education and Research, Nasik. We are going to discuss about evaporators. What is meant by the evaporator? Evaporator is a device in a process used to turn the liquid form of a chemical substance such as water into its gaseous form or vapor. The liquid is evaporated or vaporized into a gas form of a targeted substance in that process. What are the various applications of evaporation process? Evaporation process is widely used to concentrate liquid foods such as soup or make concentrated milk called condensed milk done by evaporating water from the milk. An evaporator or evaporative process can be used for separating liquid chemicals as well as to salvage solvents. In case of desalination of seawater or in zero liquid discharge plants, the reverse purpose applies. Evaporation removes the desirable drinking water from the undesired solute or product salt. One of the most important applications of evaporation is in the food and beverage industry. Foods or beverages that needs to last for a considerable amount of time or need to have certain consistency like coffee go through an evaporation step during the processing. The application of evaporation process is widely used in the pharmaceutical industry. It is used to eliminate excess moisture, providing an easily handled product and improving product stability. Preservation of long-term activity or stabilization of enzymes in laboratory are greatly assisted by the evaporation process. What are the various types of evaporators? Basically, the evaporator is classified in natural and forced circulation evaporator. Now, what is meant by the natural circulation evaporators? Natural circulation evaporators are based on the natural circulation of product caused by the density differences that arise from the heating. In an evaporator using tubing, after the water begins to boil, bubbles will rise and cause circulation, thus facilitating the separation of the liquid and the vapor at the top of the heating tubes. The amount of evaporation that takes place depends on the temperature difference between the steam and the solution. Now, what is meant by the forced circulation evaporators? Forced circulation occurs when hydrostatic heat prevents boiling at the heating surface. Common uses of forced circulation evaporators include waste streams, crystallizers, viscous fluids, and other difficult process fluids. As suppressed boiling can reduce scaling and fouling. Now we are talking about the falling film evaporator. This type of evaporator is generally made of 4 to 8 meter tubes enclosed by a steam jacket. The uniform distribution of the solution is important when using this type of evaporator. The solution enters and gains velocity as it flows downward. This gain in velocity is attributed to the vapor being evolved against the heating medium, which flows downward as well. This type of evaporator is basically applied to highly viscous solutions, so it is frequently used in chemical, sugar, food and fermentation industries. Now we are talking about the rising film evaporator. In this type of evaporator, boiling takes place against the tubes due to heating made outside the same. Submergence is therefore not desired. The creation of water vapor bubbles inside the tube creates an ascensional flow, enhancing the heat transfer coefficient. This type of evaporator is therefore quite efficient. The disadvantage being is to prone to quick scaling of the internal surface of the tubes. This design is then usually applied to clear non-salting solutions. Tubes are usually quite long, typically 4 or more than 4 meters. Now we are talking about the multiple effect evaporator. Unlike single effect evaporators, these evaporators can be composed of up to 7 evaporator stages. The stage is called as the effects in the evaporators. The energy consumption of single effect evaporators is very high and is most of the cost for an evaporation system. Putting together evaporators saves heat and thus requires less energy. Adding one evaporator to the original decreases energy consumption to 50%. Adding another effect reduces it to 33% and so on. A heat saving percent equation can be used to estimate how much one will save by adding a certain number of effects. Now we are talking about the capacity and steam economy of the evaporator. Capacity is number of kilogram of water vaporized per hour in all effects. What is meant by the economy, or it is also called as the steam economy? What is meant by that? Steam economy is the number of kilogram of water vaporized from all effects per kilogram of steam used. For single effect evaporator, the steam economy is about less than 1, that is equal to 0.8. The capacity is about n times that of a single effect evaporator, and the economy is about 0.8 into n for n effect evaporators. Thank you.